Welcome to episode 9 of Sports Talk with BT and Suvi. Oh man,
We are back.
Little sick today. Boys. I went to work, sicker than a dog. Found out I got a raise.
Hey.
Now I'm making 25, 38 an hour, guys.
Damn. BT's
Shout
big
out.
time.
Shout out to CODIS. Anyways, guys, we got a pretty jam-packed episode today. Try not to lose my voice. Hopefully I don't. All right, we're gonna get started with college football. Do I even want to pull this up? It's just there is so much hope. There is so much hope, as one would say. Hold on, let me get this pulled up. There was hope in the first half, and it officially died in the second half. Oklahoma loses to Ole Miss. Literally had them in the first half. As you can see, we were up 14-10. I thought, oh my God, we're back. And no, we weren't. Offensive line, obviously you lose another of your starters, offensive linemen. And my favorite teams are just injury prone. My best hope right now is the Lakers, which, how the Lakers are in a yearly operation. So eventually I'm going to be just my whole sports season is just injuries. That just seems to be the theme. Jackson
Arnold.
He did look good, I will say. He looks like he's going to be our quarterback next year.
Yeah, never should have changed.
Yeah, we never should have. 4-4, not where we wanted to be. We got our easy game next week, which we'll get into in a little bit. We play Maine next week. Ultimate goal is to bowl eligibility for Brent Venables, or else, from what I'm hearing, very uncomfortable conversation might happen if he does not make it to bowl eligibility. We might have a coaching search special podcast.
Oof. Did y'all make it to bowl game last year? I can't remember.
Yes, we did. We went 10-3 and lost to Arizona.
Oh, that's right. Roy McMillan destroyed you.
He does that to a lot of teams at 10s. 10s still look like.
Under
Jedfish. Defense just completely collapsed in the third quarter. Obviously, giving up 9 sacks in the second half is not going to win you a football game. Jackson Arnold had, I think, 110 total rushing yards in the whole game. But since college is stupid and they take away negative yards for sacks, he finished with 30 yards.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say. I think I could block better than some of those offensive linemen that are out there at this point. Like, especially fucking Spencer Brown, fucking Michigan State transfer. I don't know how we gave him a scholarship and what we saw, but showed promise offensively before the injury, and he's probably out for the year with something in his back. Might be out for a majority of next year, which ultimately hurts because he was supposed to be one of the solid contributors to the offensive line next year.
Yeah.
And now we might not get to practice in the offseason, which it's just our luck. We'll play Maine next week. Our best bet to get a win after Maine is at Missouri, based on when we'll get into them. I think we're literally getting into them next. No, we're not. Never mind. Sorry, guys, I lied. We're going into the Friday night game. Iowa State obviously didn't play. They're lucky. Really good game for a Group of 5 game. What's your reaction to this, Stu?
I mean, I think we both knew this was going to be a good game. Obviously, two of the best you consider two of the best non-Power 5 teams in the country. UNLV, played at home, so I think they had the home field advantage. Boise State's probably their first real test since Oregon.
Yeah.
Genty really didn't have as good of a game, but I mean,
to be fair, watching the game, all fucking UNLV were doing was 8 in the box, 8 in the box, 8 in the box.
Yeah.
So I can't honestly blame them for that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the show,
he still had 100 yards with them doing that.
130 something yards, a touchdown. they played a good UNLV team. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Yeah, we went down to the wire.
yeah,
Didn't UNLV have a chance to win at the end there too? I kind of fell asleep.
but I mean, UNLV's quarterback's really good. I mean, you can tell. I mean, he had over
Yeah,
100 rushing. 2 touchdowns through the air. Matson for Boise State played really good too. He was very good on the ground.
yeah. The second quarter won Boise State this game. 17 points, no
Yeah.
points for UNLV.
hmm It was a very sloppy game, but I mean, Boise State got the job done, and I think that's all you need to do.
And right now, I think it's either between them or Army for the last spot in the playoff at
Yeah,
this
and
point.
Army plays Notre Dame later this season,
Or
so.
maybe I don't know how they're going to count Washington State because they're also having a really good
Oh
season.
yeah, they are. That's right.
I don't know how they
I'm
count.
pretty sure doesn't Boise State play Washington State? I don't think so. I think they play Oregon State.
They might have already played, maybe. Yes, they did.
Yeah, they
Boise
did play
State won.
Washington State, and they killed them.
So maybe, well, I guess if it goes down to Boise State, and that
It's
will.
the eye test, yeah.
We do have a comment, Suf. I'll let you
Do
read
we?
that. I can't put that on the screen. I don't want to get demonetized.
What does it say? Colton. Colton, you like my sweatshirt?
I don't think he does. It's
Eh.
okay, Colton. At least your team can make it there.
Sorry, Colton.
Oregon dominates Illinois. It wasn't even a close game. 35-0 at half. Oregon is looking like the best team in college football right now. If I to bet on a national champion, I would choose Oregon.
Illinois just couldn't hang. The talent was just. I think the talent outshowed Illinois' talent. Luke Altmaier had the worst game of probably his career. Yeah, it was very surprising. I thought Illinois would put up a lot better fight, but yeah, no, this was a very interesting game to watch.
Dylan Gabriel might have cemented his lead for the Heisman at this point.
No,
he's a betting favorite right now.
He shouldn't. You know what's crazy? He's probably gonna break the record for most passing touchdowns in a career.
Looking at their schedule, I mean, there's no excuse for Oregon not being 12-0.
Yeah, I have to agree. With what Michigan's dealing with right now, their quarterback is retired. Maryland is probably.
I think that's their third string quarterback.
He started though last week.
Whatever, man.
Maryland's bad. Wisconsin, is decent. Washington is,
Washington. After seeing what
too special. So
after seeing what happened with
Indiana, there's no reason why Oregon shouldn't finish undefeated. I have to agree with you.
Shout out Indiana dominating Washington without Curtis Rourke.
Yeah.
I don't know who that. I guess.
Colton doesn't like my sweatshirt, BT.
With Indiana, well, I guess the meat of their schedule is coming up. They play Michigan State. You should win that. Then you play Michigan, then at Ohio State back-to-back, which is a very tough back-to-back. If you can win one of those, you might be a playoff team, let alone in the Big Ten championship.
Wait, they have Ohio State and who?
Michigan. I mean,
I think they match up to Ohio State undefeated. And
College game day might be there. Then they play Purdue, which Purdue's a dumpster fire. I mean, that Ohio State game could be a de facto get you win and you're in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah. Yeah, very true.
All right, time to talk about the next beatdown of the week. Where's it at? My boys. Oh. Missouri. Yeah.
And somehow they're still ranked.
Yeah. Terrible.
Luther Burns' draft stock is falling.
Can you blame him? I mean, Brady Cook didn't play, though. He didn't have a
Is that Drew Pine?
I think so.
No way. That's Drew Pine, Notre Dame legend. Look at his bio. It'll say there's career stats. It'll say Notre Dame.
And Arizona State for 1 year.
Yep.
Missouri just got dominated from start to finish. They were without their leading rusher and quarterback. Obviously, Drew Pine threw 3 interceptions. I think it's time to get on LinkedIn, buddy.
Yeah. Definitely
um,
not ideal.
this is a great bounce back game for Alabama after the
Mhm.
loss to Tennessee. I think that was their last game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, it was their last game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's important for Alabama to win these because they're in a they need to win out. You know what I mean? To I think, in my opinion, get to the college football playoffs, and their schedule doesn't help them at all. So,
Yeah.
taking advantage of this game, taking advantage of Cook and their running back getting or being out, they just needed it to happen. They need to start kicking it into gear, and obviously they did this game.
So to get into context for Oklahoma here, this is why I said Missouri is your best chance to win. It does not
Yeah.
look like their running back will be back for that game. Obviously, Brady Cook will be back, which is kind of scary the way our secondary played in the second half against Ole Miss. Trying to guard Luther Burden, I can't imagine it.
Hmm. Well, y'all have
Obviously,
aren't your DBs like all backups? A majority of them, besides Peyton Bowen.
Peyton Bowen's hurt.
Is
He's not
he?
playing this week.
Damn.
We're down two starting corners. Our starting safety, which obviously shouldn't matter when you're playing the main Black Bears, who are 4-4 with the signature win against
Mm.
Villanova. Um, all right, on to the next one. I think this was the surprising game of the week for me. LSU and Texas A&M.
Yeah, very surprising.
Marcel Reed comes in and looks like Johnny Manziel out there, a black
Mm-hmm.
version of Johnny Manziel, and he got that running game going, and they blew him out in the second half, 31-6 in the second half. Not ideal.
Yeah, I mean, those top, 10, that consensus, I mean, that top 15 recruiting class is starting to actually play
When
good.
you get a coach like he says, that's not all about politics, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
That just shows how bad Jimbo was as a coach. And Mike Elko is the right guy for Texas A&M, and he's going to put them on the right track.
No disrespect to Jimbo. I mean, Jimbo was, a consensus, getting a bowl game, but he wasn't
Just like
taking
just
Texas
like
A&M.
Lincoln, just like Lincoln Riley, the times have went right by him.
Yeah,
Yikes!
yeah.
For
But
USC,
yeah, Texas A&M, they're playing good football. I mean, they're top 10 right now.
we could see a potential back-to-back weeks of Texas A&M in the SEC championship and in
Yeah.
the regular season. Whew.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how much tickets for Texas and Texas A&M are just to sit in nosebleeds?
It wasn't it like 500.
$1,000 to sit
Oh
in
my
nosebleeds.
god, that's crazy.
Yeah. Not a yeah no. No, it sucks having Texas and Texas A&M be really good programs. So your program is absolutely shooting itself in the
Two former Big 12 teams.
yeah. And then we'll talk about this surprising game. Vanderbilt held on. I thought Texas was going to pull away in the first quarter, up 14
Mm-hmm.
nothing. And Vanderbilt, I won't lie, they got some fight
Yep.
in them.
Yeah, it's just the turnovers that killed them.
Yeah, it was. Pavia couldn't replicate that performance like we said he needed to against Alabama last week.
Mm-hmm.
Just yeah,
It was a very good game, though. I
sucks. I
mean,
wanted Texas to lose so bad.
I don't think anyone saw Vanderbilt being remotely competitive at all in the SEC this year. And look at them. I mean, beat Georgia. No,
They
they
have a
beat
better
Alabama. My bad.
they have a
Beat
better football
Alabama.
team than Oklahoma right now.
Beat Alabama. Almost beat Texas. Um, somehow lost to Georgia State. I don't know how you
Yeah,
do that, and then beat Alabama. But yeah, this team's definitely gritty. Quinn Ewers,
with all the rumors circling that he was completely done for the year, and he
I
really
don't think it
showed out.
matters. I definitely don't think he's gonna be first round pick.
No,
So
no, he has not played very well in his last year of college football. Presumptively,
no,
there's still a
it's crazy.
chance.
All these 5-star quarterbacks, who were, the best quarterbacks and best players coming out of their classes. When we were in high school, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They're not really anything. I mean, the best one you could say is Shador. So
All
it's
right,
crazy.
round to week 10 with only 5 more weeks left of college football.
Oh boy.
Week 10, big game right here. Probably the biggest game of the week. Very intrigued to see how Penn State looks. They are getting tested.
Mm-hmm. Drew
Um,
Aller is playing better, so
yeah,
it's
he
gonna be
is
interesting
playing
to see how he does
better.
against Ohio State defense.
I kind of want to go on a rant, but I want to say my voice. I hate how this is a fucking 11 a.m. kickoff. This game deserved wide out in Death
Yep,
Valley.
100%.
Fuck Fox. I'm so glad Oklahoma's not a part of the Fox family.
We are. Iowa State is, so.
It sucks. I'm sorry, Stu. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Dude, let me tell you, some of the announcers Fox has are so annoying. It's just talk, talk, talk,
Jason
talk,
Benetti,
talk.
the one with one eye facing the other way.
It
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't know. It's just
They
like
also
there's
do
just
have
this.
the GOAT announcer and Gus
Mhm.
Johnson, who will be calling this game. Ohio
Yeah.
State almost got upset last week. I feel like we should talk about that against Nebraska. Nebraska should have won that game.
Yeah.
Ohio State didn't deserve it, and I think that plays a big factor into this game. In
Mhm.
Death Valley, tough place to play. Ohio State, Will Howard hasn't looked very impressive. Am I crazy to say Penn State's going to win this game?
Will Howard says this game's personal because he grew up a Penn State fan and they didn't offer him. And
So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to Kansas State, not a lot of big teams offered you. I'm going to be honest.
yeah,
Not to be mean, but
yeah. I mean, it's definitely gonna be interesting to see how Drew Allaire plays and then how their running back plays.
yeah, Nick Singleton
Yeah.
with, he's not even the leading rusher for him. It's Allen, Katron Allen with the 500.
I mean, they have a dual-headed running back. I mean,
Yeah.
you just gotta. I think it'll be a really, really good
But
game.
looking at the Nebraska game, they had struggles at times stopping the run.
Yeah, with
Raiola had a big
Waddle.
run. The longest run of what I
Mhm.
remember. I was watching it. They showed
Yeah.
they panned the highlights. Nebraska was winning during the Oklahoma game. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Nebraska's going to beat Ohio State. We can't beat Ole Miss.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a good game. Who do you have winning?
I told you, Penn State.
Penn State.
Wide out. Whatever. The makeshift wide out.
I think I'm gonna go Ohio State.
It'll be a good game regardless.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
Not a lot of really good games, but we've said this before, and it turns out to be the best week of games. A lot of upsets. And potentially one right here. Big one.
I'm scared. Very
Texas,
scared.
Iowa State. Iowa State obviously 7-0, coming in off a bye.
Mm-hmm.
Led by Texas Tech, who has lost 2 in a row. What Stewie said, TCU's not a good team, but I mean, they kind of look like they've turned it around.
So, I'm nervous about. So, Iowa State, as you can see, Baylor lost. I mean, Texas Tech lost to Baylor by what, 20 something?
24.
We beat Baylor by 22.
Yeah. You should win this game.
We
Jeez.
should, but it's gonna be a really
You're
tough
14
game.
and a half point favorites. When is the last time you ever seen that for Iowa State not playing North Dakota?
Yeah.
Playing a Power 5 opponent, being minus 14-point favorites.
Yeah, but I mean, this is nothing. I mean, not nothing, but like this isn't a gimme game. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be a very good game. Hopefully this bye, that we had this past weekend, really, made some players feel better and made us realize that we have to start these games better.
Yeah.
The last, I mean, you can argue the last 4 games, the Houston game, Baylor game, West Virginia game, UCF game, we've started off very poorly, and it's almost cost us in the UCF game and Baylor game. Obviously, we pulled it out. We ended up winning by like 22 against Baylor, but we, you know, we can't keep doing this. You know what I mean? Especially during the later part of the season when we're going to be playing better teams such as Utah, who really isn't good offensively, but they're really good defensively, and Kansas State, Cincinnati. So yeah, we definitely have to start off better. And Will McLaughlin is on track to be playing soon. I don't know about this weekend, but out of all the players that are hurt, like who have been hurt long term, he's the closest to being back, which is really
Must be
good.
nice. Must be nice to get players back and
I
not
mean,
have season end.
BT, we're playing walk-ons right now.
We had to play a walk on in left tackle in the SEC.
Yeah, but to be fair, your walk-ons are probably like 3 stars, 4 stars.
2 star,
So
2 star walk on.
yeah, so yeah, I definitely think we just have to play a game. I think they're another team that is run heavy. How many rushing yards does Texas Tech their
Taj
running back
Brooks
have?
has 925 yards.
Yeah. So yeah, I
I
definitely think
think
it's
they have
gonna
a
be a
new
very
quarterback in
hmm?
as well. I think they have a new quarterback. It's not Beren Morton anymore.
It is they played 3 quarter. Will Hammond is his
Yes,
name.
Will Hammond. He
A
is a
true
freshman.
freshman.
He is. He
This
looked really good in Elite 11.
buddy does not look like a freshman, BT.
Oh my! Looks like he's ready to go ship off to Israel.
Military, yeah. But yeah, I like having a team, who has a really good run game has been really tough for us the past couple weeks. Obviously, the West Virginia game we did a good job, but UCF we let their running back run all over us. We let their quarterback run all over us. So I just think it's. I am not worried about getting beat deep because I truly feel that we have one of the best defensive back groups in the country.
Yeah,
Um, I think we're allowing
as long as you can contain. I think what's his face is really good a scrambler. The new freshman if he plays.
Hammond,
Yes, he can scramble the ball really well.
but yeah, I mean defense. I think I'm trying to look at our. Yeah, well, there's no defensive statistics, but um, we are allowing some of the lowest pass yards in the game. So um, I just think we gotta contain the run. Obviously, it's our homecoming game, so we just gotta get the
Yes,
job done. I think starting off 8-0 will be really good for us, um, especially down the stretch of these games. So yeah, I think BT's having some technical difficulties right now.
I turned off my camera, so
Okay.
I had to change. I know my
So
screen
yeah,
share.
I definitely think that we should win this game, BT, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than I'm
Yeah,
comfortable with. Another heart attack for me.
I take heart attacks over blowouts. You
Yeah.
know, the game. I kind of predicted. I kind of predicted this team to be good. And you called me crazy, huh, Stu?
SMU.
SMU, the Ponies. Who would have thought this would be a ranked matchup in the Big 2024?
I wouldn't have.
No, I said the SMU can go 11-1. I predicted that earlier in the year. I didn't predict the loss to BYU, but if you go back and look at some of our preview podcasts at the end of season 1, that was
Yeah. I
oh yeah.
it's
Well, we'll
it's
go over that next. No, it's
um
it's a terrible week. Sorry, we're discussing if we should skip Wisconsin Iowa or not. It's
so yeah, it's gonna be a good game. I mean, Pittsburgh, they've been playing good football.
yeah.
Um,
Offensively, look the lead. Defensively, last weekend I think it was on Thursday, 3 pick sixes in the first half of the game against South Carolina. Or not South
yeah. E-
Carolina,
Eli Holstein, has been one of the better quarterbacks this
yeah.
year. I think it's gonna be a good matchup because what's his name, Kevin Jennings or something?
Yes, not originally their starter.
Yeah,
Came
he's
in
been
halfway
playing
through the year.
amazing football.
Full threat.
Yeah, so I definitely think it's gonna be a really good game. SMU, probably in a position where they have to, you know, keep winning in order to, make the
Yeah.
ACC championship or even make the playoffs.
Speaking of that, let's just go ahead and look at our boy's schedule here.
I mean, not the worst, but you win this week, it does a lot for
So
you.
they only play. Oh, never mind. They're 7-1. Never mind.
Yeah, they played BYU and lost. Lost to a good BYU team. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Almost beat
but
them.
I think these. I mean, the ACC is pretty good this year. You got Miami, you got Pittsburgh, SMU, Clemson. Am I
Florida
forgetting
State.
anyone? Yeah, we kind of both called it though.
Yes, we did.
So
They didn't deserve to be in the playoff last year, right? And they're proving it.
I don't know about that, but
All right, we got one more game to talk about.
that's hearsay. So
We'll make it quick because it's not really worth it. The good news, I'm going to this game, so Oklahoma should win. Undefeated 7-0, 7-0 in the games I go to. So should obviously win here. Hopefully, Lord willing. If not, I might get drunk at the stadium and might go try to rush the field if it gets ugly.
Oh my God.
Um,
boy.
Obviously,
Speaking of
Jackson.
Maine, guess who just committed to Maine?
Who?
Ace Flag, brother of Cooper Flag.
Oh wow, we'll get into college basketball later.
That's not
Yeah, obviously got to get some running game going. I mean, that's your best part, but
I'm gonna be honest. If you guys don't win this, you should just stop being a fucking.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to put up enough points.
If you cannot win this game, BT,
I might not be able to do a next podcast. I might be sitting in a Norman prison for what I would do if we lose the fucking Maine Black Bears.
this would probably be one of the worst losses in college football history. So
Yeah, we should win this game. Obviously, just
backups should be in by the third quarter. So
by the second quarter, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just got to get some momentum on offense going into Missouri. Show some sort of sliver of hope. We're bringing in Brent Venables is going to actually play some of the true freshmen. Crazy. He's afraid to burn the red shirts, which really don't matter in the world of college football anymore. But I mean, hope maybe you might see some improvement on the offensive line. Jackson Arnold can hit a couple throws.
It's just gonna be good. Like I'm gonna assume you guys won this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to get a win under your belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need one.
Your
right
last
now we are
4 of your last 5.
We're this close to being about 0-4 in SEC play, or 0-5.
Yeah. Which I mean, I think at this point, you guys aren't going to be in the SEC championship.
No, Stu, I thought we were going to turn it around. Went out.
I know. I'm saying. You have to get a bowl game. You know what I mean?
Need one.
And I told you this wasn't going to be a 9 to 10 win season. I said,
well, to be fair,
between 6 and 8. Yes, I understand all the injuries, BT, but I mean, you're in a tougher.
In my opinion, you can't judge. Like if this team was healthy, it might be a 9 to 10 win team for all we know.
Maybe, but I mean, you guys can still finish 8-4.
If we finish 8-4, I will do the Truffle Shuffle live on podcast. I'm not ready to go with the 5-layer.
I said you guys were gonna have a rough first year.
If we go 9-4, I'll stick a beefy 5-layer burrito. If you know. Or I'll eat dog shit.
Yeah, but yeah, you should 100% win this. I think you guys are going to win by like 45 plus.
So. And I'll be there. So it's supposed to. Let's see. That's great. Thunderstorm, 68 degrees. Ain't that nice?
It seems like a lot of like Oklahoma games you go to, it's raining. Because didn't you go to the Kansas game and it was pouring?
Yeah, shout out. I got to dap up Jalen Hurts. Have you ever touched an NFL quarterback?
Yeah.
Who?
Max.
Okay. Started at least one game in the NFL?
Have I? Let me think. Beathard.
Good point. That's fair. I also got to meet Sam Bradford back in the day.
Yeah, like that means anything.
Back in the day when he won the Heisman. Yeah. The year he won the Heisman in Ames.
What is he? 1/4 Cherokee?
Yes, sir.
Cherokee. Oh boy.
On to the NFL, Stu.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Let's get into the Thursday night football game first. Vikings get upset.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone expected Puka Nakua to be back for this game.
Yeah, good point. It's good.
But the two-headed monster or wide receiver group that the Rams, have, they just performed. Vikings
Are they going to be
defense,
splitting up?
no, I doubt it. If they
The
do, they
Steelers
should
aren't
trade
going to
him.
trade for
They
Cooper
should.
Cup.
I'd take Cooper Cup. But the Vikings defense played horrible.
Yeah,
I know their fans may be like, I get why they're mad. The uncalled face mask, but
you
you
were going
have
to
to
drive
think
100 yards to
you
win the
you
game.
were gonna drive all those yards, and you still needed to have a 2-point conversion. So
Yeah,
it's hearsay whether you guys were gonna win or not. But I mean, I understand why you're mad. Um,
well, I mean, looking at the NFC West, we can scroll down here because this is the underlying. The NFC West is wide open.
yeah.
The Rams could go up and surprise everybody and win it.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, yeah. I mean, both NFC North.
well, yeah, the NFC North is. I think it's going to be
NFC,
the Lions.
yeah.
With them
But
leading.
I mean, it's just you know it's gonna be hopefully the Viking season. I mean, hopefully it's not another Viking season where they start off undefeated and then lose 5 out of their last 8 or something like that. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it's better to start strong with a couple losses than to go undefeated, which
yeah, so you can make
obviously
because
historically in the NFL that does not
yeah,
go
you're
well.
making those late season adjustments way too late.
Yeah.
So
The teams that I think the teams that have the longest win this or whatever go undefeated the longest never win the Super Bowl.
yeah, look at the Steelers.
Hey, 11-0. Losing,
BT,
losing, never heard of her. What can I say?
are you sure you didn't lose anything?
What I say about my history with injuries this year? Not very good. Nico Collins obviously didn't play in this game. Stephon Diggs played, tore his ACL, out for the year, probably out for his Texan career.
Xavier Hutchinson legacy season coming.
He had a terrible missed block in that game, I will say. Should we talk about the Anthony Richardson situation of him tapping out when one of the wussiest moves I've ever seen?
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Anthony Richardson in the third quarter, essentially, he gave the little kid the Pee Wee football, I need a break, or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Joe Flacco came out, of course. Anthony Richardson did finish the game, and then obviously today it was announced that the Colts are benching Anthony Richardson for Joe Flacco, who, might I add, is like 16 years older than Anthony Richardson.
Can we say it about Anthony Richardson?
I mean, so the thing with Anthony Richardson, right? He didn't play many college games, right? Because he was
Yeah,
injured. The reason why they drafted him this early is because of the upside that they thought he would have, right? He
yeah,
was a project player. Would you agree with what I'm saying?
yes.
And it's
The
you get
project
it's
is blowing up in
50-50
their face.
shot. It's 50-50 shot. You know what I mean? You either you
They saw
boom or
they,
you bust.
they saw the
And in
Texans draft CJ Stroud
this,
and they were like, we need him.
yeah. And I just think in this situation, Richardson hasn't proven to be, that boom player. I mean, sure, he makes these crazy ass plays, but he's struggling to finish games. He's struggling to make the right passes and good passes, easy
Yeah,
passes that high school quarterbacks can make. It's just a matter of the Colts, they could legit probably be a good team. I mean, you look at their schedule; they've had a lot of close games.
yeah.
Um,
I'll pull that up.
and Flacco's played a lot better.
Yeah, all of their losses are combined 6, 12, 14 points, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I think you have Flacco, you win. At least half of those games, especially that Jags game.
Yeah,
I mean, you look what he did for the Steelers against the Steelers game. He played a hell of a game against the Steelers. I just feel like you need to start Flacco for the rest of the season. Maybe if he doesn't play good, plays like shit, maybe you give Richardson a second chance. But yeah,
And
definitely not.
the Texans take a 3-game lead in the AFC South.
Yeah,
A
I mean to be
98.
fair, it's probably one of the easiest divisions in football. So
I mean, it didn't look like that to begin the year, to be fair. But Jacksonville somehow just, I don't know what happened with Jacksonville.
yeah, and Brian Thomas is out for 2 weeks, so that can help. But yeah, very disappointing
All right.
for Anthony Richardson. But Texans playing good football. Shout out Jonathan Taylor, probably one of the only bright sides of that Colts team. So
All right. Eagles and Bengals. Eagles just dominate the Bengals here. Not
mhm,
really much to talk about. Bengals, they're not living up to their expectations. 0-4 at
no,
home.
not at all.
I don't think there's a chance they can turn it around with the playoffs.
I mean, they could. We've seen crazier
We've
things
seen them
happen,
do
but
that, but with the way the teams looked the last couple weeks,
yeah. Well, that and the division game they still have to play.
yeah,
You
and
know what I
Zach
mean?
Taylor might be on the hot seat for the Bengals.
Maybe I could see it, but I mean, it's just been a rough season, dude. Yeah.
Um, the Browns upset the Ravens.
Jameis
Greatest
Winston.
Jameis Winston. If you didn't watch his pregame interview, go watch his pregame interview.
Play
It's
for the
kind of
team
funny.
on your helmet. Well, we don't have a decal, so never mind that. Dude, he's so fucking funny. Um,
Class act.
I'm not gonna overreact too much
Yeah,
to this game.
they had
Um,
a big reasoning the Browns did to win this game with. I think their longtime
yeah. Well,
announcer
plus,
of
I
the
mean, you
Ravens.
look at some of the throws. Rashad Bateman dropped a wide open pass.
Yeah,
Um,
and the Ravens got a new receiver today.
yeah, Deontay
Former Steeler
Johnson.
Deontay Johnson. He's gonna
Mhm.
have a couple of games against the Steelers. I'd
Yep,
probably
2 of them.
Ugh,
So
revenge games. We won't talk much about this one. The Lions just dominate the Titans. Titans.
Lions looking like the best team in the league.
Yes, they are. Jameer Gibbs looking elite.
Jared
Taking over.
Goff looking like an MVP. I mean, he only had 85 passing yards, but he was only in for I think like a quarter. So
You didn't need more than that with the way Jameer
yeah.
Gibbs is running.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals. Yeah, I told y'all they were going to be a surprise team. Snoopy called me crazy, and right now they're sitting on
They're
top of the
playing
NFC
pretty
West.
good. Let's see how Kyler Murray plays after this week.
Hey,
Call of
Call of
Duty
Duty
coming
came out.
out.
It came out last week. Came out on Friday.
It was a road game. It makes sense.
Good
He couldn't
point.
play.
Good
To be
point.
fair, though, the Dolphins are a clusterfuck this season. I mean,
Yeah, Tua
whoever
looked
drafted Tyreek
decent.
Hill in the first round is probably wanting to kill himself. So,
Yeah, Tua didn't look bad. He looked like he knew how to slide.
yeah, did you see the fans
Yeah.
cheered when he slid?
All right, another big upset. Nobody predicted the Patriots get a big win against the Jets. I really don't know what's wrong with the Jets. I think they're just cursed at this point. Brees
Yeah,
Hall not living up to expectations.
no, not at all. I think that's why they're struggling. I think they're going into the season. They were going to rely on Brees Hall, and he just hasn't produced as well this year.
Yeah,
And I think that's a problem because you're relying on Aaron Rodgers, who isn't the same Aaron Rodgers as he used to be.
yeah. I
Um,
think this team is built around Aaron Rodgers going and playing like he did in Green Bay.
and it's not even that it's not even like the Jets defense is playing bad.
When you let up 25 points to the Patriots,
I mean, I understand that, but look at it. Majority of it. I mean,
yeah, against
it's
the Steelers.
it's just I don't know how to.
I just think they're cursed at this point.
Yeah.
That's my bet.
To be fair though, Drake May playing pretty good football.
Yeah,
Um,
looking promising.
yeah. Oh, he got hurt, but I forgot he got hurt.
Oh yeah, he did.
Jacoby Brissett, but that ground get. I mean, Drake May had a touchdown. He had 3 carries for
Ramondre
42
Stevenson,
yards, a touchdown. But Ramondre Stevenson, yeah,
my
had
boy.
2 touchdowns. Yeah, it's just I don't know what's wrong with the Jets. Like Aaron Rodgers didn't even have a bad game. BT 17 for 28,
Yeah,
233 yards, 2 touchdowns.
bruh.
Um, I just don't know what's going on. It's weird. Will McDonald had a quiet game.
We're gonna go back to college real quick because we have breaking news about Kyle Whittingham said Cam Rising will undergo surgery next week. His decision to return for the 8th year is still to be determined per the Utes head coach. Anyways, Buccaneers, I feel sorry for Baker. I mean, you with your two leading receivers going out, losing Chris Godwin for the year, it just sucks.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins played well. He seems
What?
to.
Is that true? No way.
What?
No way. Is that true? Okay, I don't think that's true. So,
What?
I just saw it was a thing. Horrific news for TC going into an important rivalry game Saturday. Hoover needs a minimum 2.0 GPA.
Bruh.
Yeah, I don't know if it's true though, but yeah, it's just it's bad circumstance for Baker. On the bright side, this is a weak division, so he could very well still.
Yeah. With the way
pull
the
some.
Saints.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah,
playing good
the
football.
Saints
So
are elite. They're going to the fucking playoff. Don't you remember that, Stu?
to be fair though, they looked really good their first couple of games, and they're playing with former Oklahoma quarterback Spencer Rattler right now.
He's South Carolina. And the way he's looking, he's a South Carolina quarterback to me. Packers
Plus,
survive against the
Cal
Jacks.
Pitts kind of fucking torched them. So
Yeah.
plus that there, I guess there was a play where he dropped the ball and they counted it as a touchdown. So that could have had
What else
something
is
to do
new?
with it.
The league
Packers
Baker.
Jaguars. It's an ugly game. Jordan
Jordan
Love hasn't
hurt
looked
again.
the same.
He's hurt again. Out 2 weeks.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Did you not know that?
No. Tucker Kraft has probably been one of the best bright sides of this team. So
It's still.
That's all right. Malik Willis season, baby. But like I was saying, I mean, Tucker Kraft has been playing really good. Josh Jacobs has been so amazing for them. Jaguars are just a clusterfuck. I mean, Trevor Lawrence didn't really have a bad game, but
I think
Brian
it's
Thomas is out for
they're
a
cursed.
couple weeks. So
They're cursed. And somebody else is hurt for the year. One of their other receivers. What's his name?
Kirk?
Yeah, Christian Kirk is out for the year.
It's a bad year. I mean, Travis Etienne hasn't played good at all. I think Bigsby's outplayed him.
I just think they got to blow it up.
Yeah, they need to fire Doug Peterson for one.
Not in tiles, blowing it up.
It's a bad deal.
The Chargers dominate the Saints. Not really much to talk about the Saints.
Yeah, it was a very ugly game. The one time I fucking bench Ladd McConkey, he pops up for 33 points. I think he solidified himself as Justin Herbert's number one. Shout out to the Chargers offensive lineman that fucking dove on that Saints defensive lineman. That shit was dirty as fuck.
Yes, it was. All right. Bills dominate the Seahawks. Poor Jarrell. I'm sorry, Jarrell.
Yeah.
Seahawks have completely fallen off for some reason.
I mean, DK didn't play. But dude, it's just going back to Josh Allen. I think he threw his first pick of the season, but he's been playing exceptional football. You know, James Cook had a good game. It's just hard to, play against that hot of a team. So,
Broncos beat the Panthers to somehow the Broncos are 5-3.
Yeah, Bo Nix is playing good football.
Yeah, we'll get into them with our playoff lookout here because there's a chance they might be in the fucking playoffs.
Bo Nix has been playing good. Their defense has been playing good. Javonte Williams has been playing pretty good too as well.
Yeah.
And all this is kind of surprising because Bo Nix really doesn't have any weapons.
Yeah.
He has Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin, but that's it.
Yeah.
So this has been a pleasant surprise this year, in my opinion.
Chiefs hold on against the Raiders.
Yeah. I mean, Travis Kelce finally had a breakout game for the season.
So did Mahomes.
Yeah. Against one of the worst teams in the league.
I mean, to be fair, they also did talk shit earlier in the year, if you remember.
Yeah.
I'm here.
It's also the Raiders. I'm not going to really take this game into perspective. They only beat them by 7 points.
And I was getting into this. Teams that last undefeated the longest, they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the last team that's undefeated the longest?
I'll give credit to the Chiefs. They know how to finish games because look at their schedule and look at the games they've won.
28-18, 26-13, 17-10, one score, all one score games.
They're good at closing games out. You know what I mean? These next 3 games are going to be tested. They're going to be tested.
I mean the Bronco. Oh, I guess never mind. I didn't see Bucks.
Yeah. And even like their later half of the schedule. Look at their later part of the schedule. They got the Texans, Steelers, Broncos.
Browns.
I mean, even the Browns and Chargers could be difficult. So
yeah. All right, on to.
Wow, just wow.
Remember the context we went into?
Oh yeah.
Nah, yeah, not a good luck. Commies win. What is that defensive back doing for the Bears? That'll just baffle me to this day. What he was doing, talking shit to fans for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. 49ers, hold on. Going to the bye week 4-4. It's what you needed. You get
to be fair, I think the only reason why the Cowboys were close in this game is because of that man on the bottom of that.
Yeah, that's wide receiver in the NFL, and you call me crazy.
He's playing really, really good football. Brock Purdy, that connection to George Kittle is really good with Debo as well.
On National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah.
Debo showed heart going out and playing with pneumonia.
Yep. Dak Prescott just not looking good whatsoever.
They might need to move on. Maybe they might get Trevor Lawrence there.
They have Trey Lance too behind Dak, so
Trey Lance is even worse. Oh, Stewie, your voice.
Very interesting game last night. So both sides of the ball, were pretty good. I mean, we struggled when it came to containing Tyrone Tracy, who I think has solidified himself as one of the better rookie running backs this year. That Purdue, Iowa collegiate player. We could not stop Darius Slayton. However, TJ Watt, amazing game. 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble recovery.
To win the game, too. Fumble recovery to win the game.
I mean, they got the ball back after that, but then
whatever.
Benny Bishop with the interception.
That won me a bet. I did bet Daniel Jones over half an interception.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah. Last second won me the game.
Russell Wilson played really good football. 20 for 28, 278 yards, a touchdown. However, Buddy moved so fucking slow.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of annoying. Najee had a good game.
I kind of turned it off after the first quarter because I went to watch the Lakers game.
Yeah, Calvin Austin had a good game. He had a punt return for touchdown and then a touchdown catch. So, we're good. We're going good. We're 6-2 going into the bye week. We got a tough stretch coming up here against all our divisional teams. But yeah, we continue to keep on going on. I mean, we're 4 points from being 8-0 BT. So,
yeah. I wonder how many points the Texans are. No, wait, no, we got killed by the Vikings. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. All right. Schedule. Okay, not that. Let's go to this. Okay. The first game we're going to talk about, obviously, is the Texans playing on Halloween. This game looks a lot tougher than it first did. We will be without Nico Collins. He will not be playing this week. He will be back next week, Lord willing. He can come off IR. You need to see John Mechie step up. You need to see Tank Dell step up to win this game. Yeah. I know the Texans are underdogs, and I almost broke the rule. I almost broke the rule here. You never bet on your favorite teams to win. I almost broke the rule. This is in MetLife. The only thing I hope is if I don't want CJ Stroud to get hurt on the cursed turf. So get out, avoid any more injuries. I think it's a pretty easy game next week. Yeah, oh, never mind. You get a bye week next week.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. Never mind. You play the Lions next week.
Definitely not a game to overshadow, though. This week.
This is probably one of the toughest 3-game stretches for.
Yeah.
You play
the Jets are always a dangerous team. I mean, yes, they may suck, but the amount of playmakers they have in their defense, especially with the Texans, being banged up, obviously. gonna be a tough game for the Texans BT, but it's gonna be
Another
interesting.
really poor week for end of football games. We can talk about this just a quick because Jordan Love's not playing. This is going to be a major impact for this game. I think the Lions should dominate with Jordan Love's not playing.
I definitely think it'll be closer than what
Look at how
people are
Joe
saying.
Mixon played against Jordan Love against the Packers. Their running game should perform really well and win them the game.
Yeah, definitely a game that I think will be better than what people think they are. But it's a divisional game, rivalry game. Lions are looking like one of the best teams in the country, or best teams in the league. Definitely interesting game, but I think the Lions will get it. I think.
I agree. I think the Lions won this game pretty convincingly. And then there is one more game to preview this week. Like I said about the Broncos, nobody predicted them to be good, and now this is their chance to show on TV that they can go and compete with the big teams. Deontay Johnson making his debut. I think maybe.
Probably.
A lot of receivers just go out and play.
Yeah.
Broncos, if they want to show that you could be a contender, you could be a playoff contender, then you got to win this game right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Or at least look somewhat competitive. You don't have to win. Look competitive.
Yeah. I however think the Rams are gonna shit on them just because they're coming off of a loss. It's at home.
Broncos run defense.
Yeah, they do have a good run defense. They have a surprisingly sneaky defense. So I think it'll be a good game, but I have the Ravens winning.
I think if the Broncos can get the Ravens in the obvious passing situations, that will thrive.
Yeah, I do not think Bo Nix is gonna have a good passing game personally.
Yeah, no,
I think the DBs are gonna absolutely eat them up.
Yeah, this isn't a mile high. They're playing in Baltimore, so
yeah.
All right, now we're gonna look. Since we're mid-season, we're gonna start doing this every single week. We'll look at the standings as is, and to see what the playoffs are looking like right now.
I have the bracket up right now. If you want me to go off of it.
Oh, I have this right here. Whatever, just how it looks.
Okay.
All right, so the Chiefs, obviously, they're 7-0, 2-game lead over all AFC. So they're going to be first seed right now. For your playoffs, you have the Texans hosting the Chargers, the Steelers hosting the Ravens, and the Bills hosting the Broncos.
Very interesting playoff.
Yeah,
I would not have expected the Chargers and Denver to be among those.
Entertaining. That would be an entertaining set of playoffs.
The Broncos and Buffalo Bills would be playing each other. I think
that's a big snow game, dude. That would be snow game.
I think in hindsight, I'd probably go with the Bills.
All right, Steelers Ravens.
Steelers Ravens. I think I'd have to go Steelers. It'd be at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh.
Hey, I got a question.
What's up?
When was the last time the Steelers played an NFC North opponent at Heinz in the playoffs in the wild card?
Sip it. Shut up. No, but I just think Steelers are have had the Ravens number over the past couple of years and playoff atmosphere.
I think you have to see how the matchups.
For sure. And then the Chargers Texans. I obviously have the Texans. I think the Texans would.
Easily hopefully Nico Collins would be healthy.
Yeah.
All right, so that would put the Texans Steelers in the divisional and the Chiefs and the Bills. I would go probably. I do this every year. I say the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs. I don't think they can this year.
Nah.
I think it'll be.
This is also assuming that the Chiefs don't, have a bad stretch. So.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be the same old story. The one lack of weapons.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper. You have to see how he actually looks, and somewhat competent now that we'll know the playbook by then.
Yeah.
And then Texans Steelers too. I'm sorry. If the Texans are healthy, with the signing of Devin White, I think pushes them over the edge.
I think it'll be probably. In my opinion, that game will probably be better than the Bills Chiefs game.
Yeah, I
It'll be
would.
a really good game in
And
my
this would be
opinion.
in NRG,
Yeah,
so that no elemental reason for this game.
yeah. I
I
think
would
it'd be. I mean, I think it'd be a really close game.
not to be biased. I think the Texans would win.
I think I'd probably have to say so too, just based on like how our defense is playing. Because
We would
Joe
have
Mixon
Christian. Yeah,
will probably have a good game. So I definitely think it'll be a really close
I
game
have to
though.
see how these other receivers step up and Stephon
Yeah,
Diggs
I
absent.
definitely think it'll be a close game though.
Yeah, with Christian Harris and Devin White back there, that would be
Hmm.
a really good linebacker, which I said earlier last year that we needed.
Hmm. And then that would be
Chiefs,
the Chiefs
Texans.
Texans. I'd probably the Texans.
The curse. Texans are in the Super Bowl. Snoof.
Yeah, I like the Texans.
All right,
Um,
now let's go to the NFC. What the hell? What is
yeah.
happening here? It's definitely. Oh, this is. I guess it's not sorted in. I'm gonna try to refresh this page because I don't know why it's. There you go. No, it's not.
What?
I guess it would be the Lions number one.
Yeah, I have it right here. Lions would be number 1.
Okay.
2 would be Washington. 3 would be Green Bay. Or no,
No,
3
it
would
can't
be
be Green Bay.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
4 would be Arizona. 5 would be Green Bay. 6 would be Minnesota. 7 would be
The
the
Bears
Eagles.
or the Eagles. So that would
Yep.
be. All right.
That
So the
5-4
Eagles versus.
matchup, I'd probably go Green Bay over the Cardinals.
Yeah.
I think Green Bay has a better defense, and more experience in the playoffs. So I'd pick them winning.
Dude. And
Uh,
then three. The
Minnesota versus
Falcons.
Atlanta. That'd be a
Whoa.
good game.
That's a storyline right there. Kirk
Yeah,
Cousins
that'd be a good
storyline.
game. I ultimately think it'll be either Atlanta or Tampa Bay in the playoffs, though.
I think it would be Atlanta wins that game. I don't know if the Vikings can keep it up.
I think I'd go with the Vikings. I mean, they're getting back Hawkinson this week, and I think that'll open up a lot. They just traded for Cam Robinson,
I guess yeah.
so I'd probably pick the Vikings to upset.
And then
And
the
then the
Cardinals
Eagles
or the
Commanders game.
Commanders and Eagles.
That's a good
I would
game.
go with the Eagles probably. Just you saw with CJ Stroud last year lack of experience.
Yeah. But he also won his first playoff matchup. So I think honestly I go with the Commanders. They're playing good football right now.
Yeah, if they can keep it up, I'll go with them.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Commanders. So then we have
Are we just not talking about how the 49ers aren't in the playoffs?
yeah. I ultimately think the Niners will get it, especially with Christian McCaffrey coming back.
Yeah.
But then we'd have the Detroit versus Minnesota in the first round or in the second round.
And then
I'd
Packers
probably
versus
have
Commanders.
Detroit. That'd
Yeah,
be a good game because they've had a close game. So I'd have
yeah, that was
Detroit
a really
winning.
good game. I would go with the Lions too.
Yep. And then we'd have Washington versus Green Bay.
I would go Green Bay. The playoff experience for me. You don't see
Yeah.
rookie quarterbacks make deep runs.
Yeah. But I think if there was one case, I think it'd be this case. I think I'm gonna go Commanders.
I'd go Green
Winning.
Bay. But I
Okay.
think we're both gonna have the same team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Lions.
Yeah, Lions.
Yeah. I have the Lions in Super Bowl. I
So
think
Lions
they're
and Texans?
probably the best team in the league right now.
Lions and Texans.
Mm-hmm. And Hutchinson might be back for this game.
Stephon Diggs might be.
No. I think this will probably be one of the more entertaining Super Bowls that we've had in the past couple
They
years.
play in 2 weeks. Hey,
Yeah.
you want to know the storyline for this game? Winner receives their first Super Bowl trophy.
Yeah.
These are both teams that have, and let alone, I think another storyline, both teams have never been to the Super Bowl in their history. That'll leave what? The Browns? I think that'll just leave the Browns at this point.
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
Jaguars. Browns and
Jaguars.
Jags.
Yeah. Who would you ultimately have winning? Like not being biased, just like from a pure football fan point of view.
Probably, if they get Aiden Hutchinson back, I'm going to go with the Lions.
Yeah. I like the Lions too. Like I definitely think like this will be a 50-50
Where?
game.
Oh, the Super Bowl's in New Orleans, which is only about a 45-minute drive
Yeah,
from Houston. So
yeah. But I think I got the Lions. I'll have the Lions winning.
I go with
But
the Lions too.
I'm excited. These playoffs are looking pretty promising. So
Entertaining, and the playoff
yeah,
races are looking entertaining.
yeah, for sure.
All right, time to do our midseason
Nick
award.
Bosa's jersey has become the most popular jersey on the NFL shop since Bosa wore a Donald Trump MAGA cap on Sunday night.
Shout out, Joey
All
Bosa.
right, yeah, let's get into our midseason awards.
Hold on, I gotta pull it up right here.
All right, I'll start off.
Yeah, you can start off. I gotta pull mine up.
My MVP. He's been playing amazing football. He threw his first pick last week. I got Josh Allen. He's been playing really good football. I think right now, I think there's like it's between three people. I think you got to give credit to Josh Allen, obviously, but also Lamar Jackson. He's having a really good season, but also Jared Goff. I think it'll be
Jaden,
any of those three. So I
Jaden
have Josh
Daniels. Don't
Allen.
forget
Yeah,
about him. That's the
yeah,
name
Jane
too.
Daniels. He's having
If
a
they
really
can
good season
continue,
too. But
if they can continue,
yeah, but
offensive
I
player of the
ultimately
year.
have Josh Allen winning MVP.
I agree with you there. Offensive player of the year, I have Derrick Henry.
Yep. He's putting up amazing numbers. I mean, he leads the league in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. Just been unstoppable.
For defensive player of the year, I have T.J. Watt. Finally getting it.
Yeah, I have Dexter Lawrence. Um, as much as I love TJ Watt, he's having a phenomenal year. I mean, he's kind of low on the sacks, but forced fumbles, he's leading.
I feel
Um,
like team success will be a big factor though.
yeah. But Dexter Lawrence, he's having a better season than Aaron Donald did back when Aaron Donald was in the league. You know what I mean? And he's playing amazing football. He was absolutely tearing shit up last night against the Steelers. I got him winning.
And then my third is I also had him, and then my third is Will Anderson, balling out. Already tied his sack number from last year, which was I think 7.5.
Yeah.
All right,
Offensive rookie of the year, easy.
Jay
Yeah.
Daniels,
Who's your defensive rookie of the year?
Derek Verse for the Rams.
Verse. I had Verse or Leatu Latu, but I think I'm gonna go Latu. I picked him my preseason award, so I'm gonna go Leatu Latu. It's kind of been a bad year for defensive rookies, in my opinion. Really,
Rookie
no
of the
one
year?
standing out. We've had um standout defensive players or defensive rookies the past couple of years with Sauce Gardner, Will Anderson. It's just been a weird year.
Who's your coach
Coach
of the
of the
year?
year, I think we both agree is Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
Um,
Pass Kevin O'Connell for me.
Kevin O'Connell, yeah. I mean, I
My
have
my
Dan Quinn.
third is Sean Payton.
Yeah, he's having a good season. What about comeback player of the year?
I just went based on the betting odds, which right now was Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'd say him or J.K. Dobbins. I picked J.K. just because I kind of like it, J.K.
Let's do it.
So
It's your
yeah,
favorite time. Well, maybe not for you. I'm gonna have more of a fun time in this segment than you will. Talk about your Indiana Pacers team.
oh god, oh boy. Um, First game we were bad. We were trailing majority of this game. Tyrese Halliburton shot shitty. I think he shot 1 for 8 from 3.
Eh,
Didn't have shit for assists. I think he had 2 assists. Um, yeah, we just played horrible. Benedict Mathurin played exceptionally well off the bench, which is really good. He kind of has he's different when it comes to playing Detroit. It's funny. And then that New York game was just awful. Probably Tyrese's worst career game. Just a horrible game as a
Tyrese a bust.
shut the fuck up. I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'll drop down I won't beat the fuck out of you. But he's been playing bad. I will agree. Horrible. But just played absolute terrible. Against New York.
Shouldn't have lost to Philadelphia.
Again. Benedict Mathurin played exceptionally well. Yeah, we did choke that game against Philadelphia.
Yeah. Without Embiid or Paul
Or
George.
Paul George, yeah. Maxey had 50, I think. 45. Halliburton had a good game, 22 points. Um, but defensively, we just could not stop Tyrese Maxey, and he's the only player that was doing anything. And then that Orlando game, dude, is Terry's almost had a triple double. I think he finished with 9 rebounds and 22 points. So he's kind of turning it around. He's starting to play better, but obviously it's not what you want to see. We're off to a 1-3 start, but I mean, you could argue that the 3 losses are to playoff teams. I mean, besides Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I was
but
high on Orlando.
yeah, I mean, New York also came off a historically not for them, but historically shooting performance from the
Yeah,
Celtics.
and they needed it to bounce back from the.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah,
played really good basketball.
but
And
I
then
got
that
that in. Oh,
dude, Paulo just took over. Paulo had a 50-point triple double.
57, I think. Didn't he finish with?
No, he had 50.
Oh,
Um, trust me, I would know because we've had 2 60-point games the last 3 seasons against us. So I was fully expecting him to get 60.
I have even worse news for you. It doesn't get any
And
easier.
oh yeah, and let me finish here. We didn't play Benedict Mathurin. We only played him 5 fucking minutes against the Magic. He is our best player off the bench. He gets us going. Why are we benching him? Why are we
Load
not playing
management.
him? It's Rick Carlisle. It's like I said last year. Remember how I
Yeah.
said Rick Carlisle is the problem last year, and then you started fixing shit. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Steve. It's not getting any easier for the
Yeah,
next
I
three.
know. I know. How many we got before next podcast?
3. The Boston, at New Orleans, at Dallas.
We might have to do the podcast next Monday, by the way. I have an exams Wednesday. Plus, I don't think we both want to be, talking about sports when the fate of our
Fair point.
country is
I already
going to be
voted.
on TV. So
I
we
already
might have
voted.
to move it to Monday. Yeah. At
Yeah.
Boston, oh my God.
Eh.
Oh no, it's. I mean
Did
that
you see?
Pelicans
Did you see
game.
what Boston's coach proposed?
Oh, the 4v5, like the hockey play.
Stupid.
Yeah,
Stupid.
stupid. Um, you know, these games might feel tough, but I like our chances, especially with the Pelicans game.
There's a
I
chance you
think
go.
our guards match up really well. Um, Miles Turner would be going up against a rookie, Yavis Misi. This is Ori's favorite team, and Pelicans.
Hmm.
Um, and then the Dallas game, Dallas really doesn't have any good big men. I mean, our only problem would be
And,
Luca.
yeah.
Klay Thompson's been playing pretty good.
This this was the one thing that scared me about the Pacers. The reason you guys were so good last year is because you had the number one offense. And if you don't
Mhm.
have the number one offense,
Yeah.
what's that going to do to you?
Yeah, well, plus our starting lineup has been just like
Yeah.
not good. It hasn't been synced as well as it was last year. Um, yeah, I think if we have a down year, and let me tell you something, like if there was a year to be bad, and still have a good team, it's this year because this incoming draft class is really good. We have our pick, so like, could you imagine, a Pacers team with a Cooper Flag or Ace Bailey,
This sounds like the Wembanyama sweepstakes of you trying to get Wemby.
Yeah, I mean, but like it's a loaded draft class, so
Yeah.
um,
Huh.
yeah, it's if I had to get I mean, we'll have 2 games, so I think we'll go. I think
3
a
games.
good,
I
well,
guess if Monday, never mind.
yeah, so 1-1 or 2-1 is what I'd say,
But there is also a chance you go on 2.
or on 3. It's just
All
wow.
right.
The Brooklyn Nets are beating the Nuggets, so
Hey, did you see the chart? I don't know if I sent it to you. The
BT.
Nuggets,
Anthony
hey,
Anthony Edwards has 24 points in the first quarter, by the way.
okay, can I say this?
Yeah.
Nuggets win the championship. Lose some role players year 2, don't win the championship. lose KCP year 3, add Russell Westbrook. What does that sound like?
What does it sound like?
The Lakers.
Hmm.
Speaking of Lakers, we're 3-1, Stu. JJ
You know what I'm
Redick's
saying?
looking like
Y'all are
Pat
playing good.
Riley.
Y'all are playing good basketball.
JJ Redick, Coach of the Year? Question mark. I know
He's
it's too
definitely playing
early.
like it. It's definitely interesting to see y'all play with an actual coach
Hey,
making adjustments.
and you said I was crazy for saying this team was a good coach away.
Yeah. I also think it helps that AD is playing like a fucking MVP candidate.
Yeah, you're gonna eat your words on AD.
Reeves is playing good basketball. Rui has been playing good basketball.
Austin Reeves, what you call me crazy for saying most improved player?
It's kind of crazy though. Like LeBron hasn't been really.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, I mean he had 11 points last night.
Last night was just Phoenix was hitting everything.
Yeah, I mean they don't have games like that, but like the first 3 wins are against playoff teams. So
yeah, and it gets a lot. Your schedule gets really easier if you look at it.
Yeah.
You're obviously playing Cleveland. That'll
Who's
be
undefeated?
a big LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
Bronny's
Well,
playing in that game
yeah,
before they send him to the G League. Which
y'all should definitely win the Toronto and Detroit game
yeah,
though.
Toronto, Detroit, and that would be the
fuck, it's pop up.
we play 2 games. So I think you can go 1-1, maybe 2-0 if you play the way you played the first 4 games against Cleveland. You might be able to have a good chance of winning.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
is on the road. We did have a little bit of shooting struggles. The thing that impressed me the most is we're actually shooting the shots though.
Yeah,
Which I think we're up in the top 15% in 3-point shooting.
Yeah,
Which that's what JJ Redick promised he was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the role players are playing good. Austin Reeves might be an all-star if he keeps playing the way he is.
Yeah, he's definitely playing like it. I mean, isn't he averaging like 20 points? I mean, Rui Hachimura is averaging 17.
Yeah, and
So
it looks like Austin Reeves is the second option on the team.
Yeah,
Which obviously,
I think when it comes to that, I think there's 2 second options.
Yeah, it's whoever has the hot hand, really.
Yeah,
you saw in the Kings game, it was LeBron.
Yep.
The Suns game, Austin Reeves played really well on top of Anthony Davis.
Yep.
I just think we subbed in Anthony Davis a little too late in that game, and we couldn't get momentum. Every time we would hit a shot, they would hit a shot.
Yeah, y'all are definitely playing good basketball. Definitely a team to look out for.
Yes, and it shows that we're making adjustments. It's very obvious.
Yep.
That first Phoenix game, we were down 20 points, came back and won.
Mm-hmm.
The reverse happened in the game last night. We were up 26-8 in the first quarter with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, all of these games have been good games, so it's nice. It's good to see that y'all are closing out these games too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, too. College basketball starts.
College basketball, baby. You want to go over your SEC first?
Yes, my SEC predictions here. Hold on. Pull them up. I have them on picture. All right. All right. So my 2 bottom dwellers in the SEC is LSU and Vanderbilt. And those Vanderbilt's bringing in a new staff. Obviously, what was his coach's name? What was their name that they fired? Yeah, Stackhouse is out. You need to build continuity. LSU didn't look good last year. They didn't really add a lot of pieces either.
Yeah.
And then for my bubble, I have 4 teams, which I think I have them. A lot of these teams will miss, but there's a chance you could see one or 2 of these teams jump up, play a lot better than they should. Oklahoma, Missouri, Georgia, and Mississippi State. Obviously, my Sooners. When you have a team full of transfer portal guys, you don't know what it's going to look like. Secret scrimmages. We lost to Marquette 77-67. I mean, they did say it was a lot more competitive than the score indicates. But my scary thing for that scrimmage was starters scored 67 out of the 77 points. You need to get scoring off the bench. Yeah. Missouri has also a lot of transfer.
Just fucking go. Freddie Freeman 2-run home run, baby. Fucking go! Give him the World Series MVP. Give him World Series MVP, motherfucker. Yeah. Sorry about that, BT.
All right, so
I know where I'm coming
my
from.
sleeper teams. There's a lot of sleeper teams in the SEC. I have 7. South Carolina, obviously, you saw the improvement they made last year.
With
Ole
what's it?
Miss,
Beard?
Ole Miss
Chris
with
Beard
Beard.
plays for. Yep. Or he's a coach.
Texas, they have good players. It's just if
What
they
they
can
have?
play.
Trey Johnson, right? Or what's his
Yes.
name? Yep.
Florida has a 7'9" guy. He might be the next Zach Edey for all we
Oliver
know.
Rue. Yeah.
Kentucky, Arkansas, and Texas A&M wrap up my sleeper category.
Arkansas looked really good.
They did look good, but like I said, team full of transfer portal guys. You have to see how it looks when you're playing in the SEC because this is the Ken Palm #1 conference in college basketball.
Yeah. But what did you say?
Ken Palm ranked in the #1 conference in college basketball.
Mm.
And then I have 3 front runners. My favorites to win the conference. I think it's going to be one of these 3: Alabama, Auburn, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
The 3 best teams in my eyes. They have the best rosters. They have the best foundations built by Nate Oates, Bruce Pearl. Oh, what's the Tennessee coach's name?
They got Johnny Broom.
Yeah,
Auburn does. Who could be a Player of the Year candidate? Let my just add.
Yeah, that's my SEC projected. It's not in any order. I didn't get the research a lot. I've been sick all week and weekend, so.
I mean, we won't know until
Yeah, I gotta
I'm
see
excited
the
though.
preseason.
College basketball back this weekend.
This weekend or next weekend or next week? I think the first game's on Monday.
Iowa State plays Monday. I know that.
Oklahoma plays Monday. They play Lindenwood.
The first game is Monday. Yep.
They play Lindenwood on Monday. Let's avoid a first game upset like that 1 year. Same Houston State.
Before we continue, I just want to say thoughts and prayers with the Abdul Rahim family.
Sad story right there.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, he was the Amir Abdul Rahim was the USF coach. He was only 43 when he passed away.
I think it said complications with the surgery.
Yep.
Terrible way to go.
Yeah, he was one of the up and coming coaches. He led a Kennesaw State team who was, I think, 1-7, like 1-20 something, to an NCAA tournament bid, and they almost upset. Who was it? I forget, but they almost upset a higher seed. It was a 4 seed. And he had a really good year last year with USF, who probably should have made it in over Memphis. And so thoughts and prayers out to his family. Very unfortunate
it
tragedy.
Sucks to see a person like that. As the coaching star, he was up and rising in the ranks.
Yeah, for sure. But getting into my predictions, so number 16, it's kind of a surprising team. You think you kind of have like the Utah and Colorado at the bottom, but I have West Virginia. And that may seem surprising, BT, but they have a whole new coaching staff. They brought in Tucker DeVries, the #1 transfer player in the portal. But guess what, BT? Guess how many returning players they have coming back?
How many?
0. 0 players that were in the rotation last year. And I think they're going to have a rough year. I definitely think they're going to finish between 13 and 16, but I have them as the worst team in the Big 12 this year. Number 15, I have Colorado. Colorado just lost everyone last year.
Yeah, to the draft or to the portal.
Yeah, they lost everyone to the draft. 2 first-round picks. So, 2 or was it 2? He got drafted Magic, the Silva or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a rough year for them. Just rebounding from their production. They lost Eddie Lampkin, by the way, who plays for Syracuse now. Number 14, I got Utah. Utah, just another team. New Conference. Really doesn't have the talent. They have a couple 4-stars, which will be nice for them, but I ultimately think they'll struggle. Number 13, Oklahoma State. BT can attest to this. They're just I think, in my opinion, one of the most disappointing teams within the last 10 years in college basketball.
Yeah, well, they have a coaching change. I like Steve Lutz there. like what
Yeah,
he did
but
at
like just
Western.
they've been disappointing. They lost a lot of players to the
Yeah,
portal, so I have them 13. Number 12, I got TCU. TCU lost majority of their starters last year. Um, I don't think they're
you
gonna
don't count
be.
out Jamie Dixon though. Jamie Dixon
I don't.
really good.
Well, like I'm not saying, but like this is gonna be a even better Big 12 conference. BT.
Yeah,
Um, Number 11, I'm kind of low on them actually. BYU. They brought back majority of their starters, and I think they could be anywhere between the 8 to 10 range. But I'm just higher than on some of the teams that are in front of them. Number 10, top 10. I got UCF. Now, hear me
Mikey
out.
Williams.
Yeah, Mikey Williams is there, right? Last year, and BT can back me up on this. They were surprisingly good.
It's
They
also
had a
because
lot of close games.
they played like 5, 6, 9 guys at the same
Yeah,
time on defense.
they are bringing back majority of their players, and they're well coached, and I think they're gonna have a really good year.
Yeah, I have to
Um,
see how Mikey Williams looks.
yeah, probably one of the teams I'm high on because they are bringing an exceptionally good recruiting class is Arizona State. BT. They had I think 3 5 stars come in this year, so I think that's definitely a team to watch. I definitely think they could make a um, appearance in the tournament this year. So yeah, definitely a team to watch. What's his name? The coach? He's the young one. His brother coaches.
Oh, Hurley, Dan Hurt, no,
Yeah, Dan
Dan
Hurley's
Hurley,
brother. John Hurley?
Bobby.
Bobby, yeah. He brought in a really good recruiting class, and I think they're going to be good. Um, Anywhere between 6 and 9. Number 8, I got Texas Tech. They're just bringing back. They lost a lot of players. Pop Isaacs transferred, but it's Texas Tech. They have that exceptional home court advantage. The they brought in some good transfers, couple 4 stars. I think they'll be all right. Number 7, I'm low on them. Kansas State. I mean, they're kind of. It's probably in the range I'd say majority of the people say they are. Um, Arthur Kaluma graduated. They brought in Coleman Hawkins.
He tore
BT,
us up.
you could probably say some stuff about Kansas
Yes,
State.
Coleman Hawkins tore us up in the secret scrimmage.
Yeah.
We lost to
The
Kansas State. It was a blowout from the start to finish. We made it look a lot closer than it was. I don't know
mhm,
the exact final score.
mm, yeah, they lost a lot of players, but they also brought in some good players. Coleman Hawkins being one of them. Number 6, Cincinnati.
Jizzle
Cincinnati's
James.
another.
Jizzle James.
Yeah, Jizzle James. He had a late emergence last year. But Cincinnati's bringing some good players, and they're bringing back majority of their starting lineup
I remember
and
that game.
rotational players. So
Jizzle James breakout in Norman, Oklahoma.
yeah, top 5. And for those of you who don't know, we have 5 teams in the top 10 to begin the year. So
Yeah, these 5 are like anybody can win the conference for me.
yeah, for sure.
I
I
grouped them
think
up.
yeah. Number 5, I have Arizona Wildcats. Um, Obviously you got Caleb Love leading the helm. I think they're a good team, but I do not think they're as deep and don't
Yeah,
have as good of a starting lineup as the teams above them.
I need to see them do it in March.
Yeah,
They've
yeah,
been disappointments
and
in March Madness the last couple of years.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not gonna jump to any conclusions about how good they are because they really didn't play that many good teams last year in the Pac-12. You
No,
know, there was the occasional Colorado. Um, Help me out, BT. Oregon was semi
UCLA.
good. Yeah, I mean Oregon was semi good last year to end the season, but other than that, like Colorado's the only team I can think of.
I don't think UCLA. No, they weren't good.
I don't think UCLA was
They
good.
have that talent though. They
Yeah,
just can't get the coach.
yeah. So yeah, number 4, I have Baylor. Um, the reason why I have Baylor at 4, yes, they're bringing a 5 star. However,
They also
Jacoby
lost a
Walter
lot.
last year was a 5 star and he didn't play up to par. But here's the thing: Baylor's bringing in 2 great transfers. Jeremy Rose from Duke, who is a solid playmaker, and um, the dude from Miami who averages a double double. Along with VJ Ejicomi, I think they'll be a dangerous team, and I can
Didn't you get
definitely see.
didn't they get Sean Padula too?
Oh yeah, the Virginia Tech guy. Oh my gosh.
No, he went to Ole Miss. Never mind.
BT. They
What?
pulled the Dodgers
Who?
for one of our players. Mookie Betts was trying to catch a ball, and the foul
What?
ball, and the fans yoinked it from him.
Good. Good. He went to Ole Miss. So never mind.
Wait. He took it out of the glove. The fan ripped it out of his hand. That's foul. But yeah, Baylor, very dangerous team. They could very well be a top Big 12 team. Number 3, I got my Iowa State Cyclones.
Any order
I
will work for the top 3.
Yeah, for the top 4, I mean,
Top
I
5,
think
really.
I was very very, how do you say it, torn apart about whether I should put them at 2 or 3. I'm mostly going to put them at 3. Just because we got a lot of, young players coming in.
Which, I mean,
And
it isn't bad to be third in the Big 12 either.
no, yeah, for sure. I think any of these top 3 teams could win the
I
Big
don't know
12.
I don't know how they're doing the conference tournament format. If it's just
Yeah.
like a mini March Madness bracket.
Yeah. But I mean, Iowa State returning 4 of the 5 starters last year. Taman Lipsey, All American, All Big 12. Keyshawn Gilbert, All Big 12. Milan Mamikovic could have a breakout year. We got a couple transfers. Deshaun Jackson, who's expected to be our starting center, transfer from Charlotte. And yeah, I think we're an amazing starting lineup and a solid bench. I definitely think we could have a lot better year than last year.
Give
Number 2,
that
I have
fan
Houston.
season tickets for life.
Huh?
You give that fan season tickets for life, putting it all on the line for the squad.
Yeah, okay. Oh God, Aaron Judge. Fuck. Number 2, I have Houston. I just think they're well coached and a well defensive team.
Shout out Uzon. He might be a baller
Yeah,
right here.
it's your boy. Yeah, they brought back like their whole they brought back their starting bigs, I think, who were one of the better defensive bigs in the country last year. I think that'll help. So I think what is it I'm doing? That's weird. Yeah, he's just doing good. I mean not doing fuck. They're bringing back a lot of talent, a lot of defensive talent, and
Yeah.
Kelvin Sampson is a exceptional coach. So can't bet against him. And then obviously Kansas at number 1, the best built roster. They built exceptionally well through the transfer portal, getting Zeke Mayo, AJ Storr, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and they have DeJuan Harris, they have Hunter Dickinson, the Warren Ward preseason winner. Just a very deep team, probably the best all around team in the country, and I think that they have a very good chance of winning the Big 12 and even the national championship this year. If I had to pick a favorite to win the Natty, it'll probably be them or Duke. So, yeah, that's my Big 12. It's going to be a very good league this year, along with the SEC. SEC. So, yeah, should be a good year, BT.
My team that I chose to win a championship, Gonzaga.
Nah,
I'm just fucking with you. It's Alabama.
Yeah, I can see Alabama. Grant Nelson, former North Dakota State Bison.
Yeah. Creighton.
Who is your preseason Big 12 or SEC champion?
I chose Alabama.
Okay.
I ranked them first, but like I said, I just have those 3.
Yeah, I got Kansas.
I'll just go with Alabama.
I got Kansas.
All right, Subi, favorite segment. Subi, locks of the week. I won again.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, it is 40.5 with BT winning, and I have 33.
Subi needs to come back big time.
Oh, trust me, BT. We got a big week coming. Big week this week.
All right.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is the locks of the week. Yeah. BT, you want to go first?
Yeah. I got my boys in Army hanging 23.5 over Air Force. Air Force is
bad.
Terrible. Bad.
Very bad.
Yeah. I have Illinois upsetting Minnesota, who are somehow Illinois' underdogs against Minnesota, 3-point underdogs.
Wow, what is PJ Fleck feeding them boys up there
So I'm
in
gonna go Illinois
Indianapolis?
upsetting. I have to go with my darlings. Every time I pick them to win, I'm undefeated. I think it goes back to last year. The Tulane Green Wave are gonna beat Charlotte.
Yeah.
16.5-point favorites. All right, then I have the Seahawks +1 over the Rams. I think they'll bounce back, get a big win.
Yeah. Hopefully, DK Metcalf should be playing. So.
I have the Eagles over the Jaguars. Jaguars dumpster fire.
Yeah.
You don't have your top two receivers for this game. I think Eagles offensively
Mm-hmm.
will thrive. And the Bills over the Dolphins. The Bills have owned the Dolphins the last how many years?
Mm-hmm. Josh Allen's playing like an MVP.
Yeah, and I think he continues and gives the Bills a win.
All right, my locks. How many? What's your possible points?
7.
7. I have 8. So, like you said, you have your darling team. You know, your the one team that always won when you picked them. In the Tulane. Mine this year has been Boise State. Boise State. I have number 15 Boise State, who are 23.5-point favorites over San Diego State. I expect Ashton Genty to have a good game again, kind of a bounce back game, 150 plus yards. Yeah, my number 2 game, I'm bringing it back to BT's favorite team, the Oklahoma Sooners, who are 34.5-point favorite.
I was afraid. I didn't want to curse them.
Over
I was
Maine.
gonna pick them. I didn't want to curse them.
I have them beaten.
Hold on,
Please tell me
Stuvie.
that was a foul ball. Yep, it was. What?
Don't you fucking dare! I swear to fucking God. If this is another Kennesaw State situation, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Shit. But no, I got Oklahoma over Maine. I think they're going to bounce back game and they're going to have a good game.
Don't Kennesaw State my Sooners.
My 3rd game. It's out there, BT. It'll be the biggest upset in this podcast history. I have Duke, who are 20-point underdogs over number 5 Miami.
I can't wait for a missed call by a ref to ruin your whole day.
Dude. It's out there. But if I can get this, I get 2.5 points. And
you need it.
I need it, yes. My NFL lock of the week, I got Commanders who are 3.5-point favorites over the Giants. Giants are bad.
Division rivalry game, though.
Commanders are playing good. Commanders won the first matchup. Oh my god. Fuck. I have the Bengals who are an 8-point favorite over the Raiders. I know the Bengals are bad this year, but I don't think the Raiders bad. But you never know. And then I have the Cowboys who are a 3-point underdog over the Atlanta Falcons with most possible points being 8. So yeah.
Good week in sports.
Yeah, good week in sports. It's
going to be an interesting week in world news, sports, everything.
Yeah.
College basketball starting and
double. Fuck.
Anyways, guys, that will end episode 9, season 2 of Sports Talk with BT and Super. We'll be back next Monday.
Yep.
Make sure you get out and vote. It's important. It's one of your greatest things you can do as a citizen.
Yep.
Enjoy it. Maybe while you have it at this point, enjoy it. Yeah.
Yep.
Make sure you like, subscribe, and we will